Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Creative Spirits Podcast, Season 3, Episode 3. I love that we're here already, and I love that you're joining the beautiful Sherry McCarthy from Creative Mermaids and Kate Darnell from Gumboots by the Sea. And my goodness, we have some amazing juice for you. We've got some juice. We've got juice. Sherry, I've realized just now, and coffee.
Yes.
You're watching this on
Juice
YouTube.
and coffee, yes. Like, I'm not saying hello, guys, for those not watching the video. I'm sucking back in coffee and kind of like moving around with Kate.
We are. But you will be watching the video because I've set the intention that Season 3 is my season where I won't miss a week and the videos will be uploaded onto YouTube. You just wait, beautiful soul. So if you missed any of the YouTube of Season 2, don't worry. The season interludes are there, and so is Season 3. I'm talking to my future self here. That's how confident I am. And this is on record. It's really going to happen. So there you go. But today, this morning, wherever you are in the world, we're talking about creative spirits and what we have to do to be one, which is not very much, to tell you the honest truth. It really is about coming in to the moment, trusting in the infinite well of abundance and power that's within. According to the moon deck, where I pulled some cards pre-chat, it's about moving to awaken your soul and remembering that we have unlimited potential and our inner compasses know the way. So these were the 3 cards we pulled from the glorious moon deck. There's a new moon coming up, not at the time of recording, there's a new moon coming up. So that prompted this little discussion. And yeah, we're going to just see what flows tonight so that we are truly walking our talk with the whole idea and the whole notion that we spoke about last week, where it just doesn't matter. There are no awards. The more open, the more connected, the more we flow and just speak honestly, the more we can just be and we can just celebrate it all. So over to you, Sherry.
Well, actually, I just want to say, too, that I'm actually really loving this because I think that I might be taking over this spirit because before we started doing this whole entire thing, Kate pulled a card just for me. She's like, I really like spirits is telling me to pull this card. And there were signs and symbols everywhere. And last night, I felt like the movie Bohemian Rhapsody was speaking to me in way too many ways. But in particular,
it was.
The music. Oh, God, the music was so phenomenal. And I remembered last night as I was sitting there, why don't I dance more? Why don't I play more music? Because I don't make space for myself on the boat for my music. I do not make space for myself for me to listen and feel full creative vibe, because often when we're writing, exactly, right? And this is, everything telling me, Sherry, make space for yourself, do it. Because when my writing time is often, I live in the Caribbean at the moment, for those who don't know, is afternoon when we're hiding from the sun. So the kids have TV time or reading time. Daddy does his computer work and I do my writing. So we've got like 4 people all on some kind of electronic devices in their own space, which requires their own attention. And then I always go, well, I can't disturb them. Sherry, there's a such thing as headphones. You know what I mean? Like, plug in the headphones and rock out while you type and let that music flow through you and how good it feels. But, human creature over here with human lessons, I always forget to do that. I always forget, I can rock out as I type. And the worst that's going to happen is that maybe Patrick looks over and giggles at me and it's like, look at you rocking out as you type.
He would love that. He would love to look out and see you rocking out as you type. Like, perfect, exactly. Worst thing. That is a lesson in itself. Like, what really is the worst thing? Yeah, that your loving partner giggles at you.
Exactly, right? So I'm kind of sitting there going, wow. So signs and symbols, creative spirits, you need to move.
Yeah.
But I also think that this is probably something that if it's not dancing, maybe it's something else. Like, also for a long time, it took me a very long time to go back to yoga. Because my kids always, especially my oldest, she'd wrap her arms around my leg and be like, Mommy, don't go. You always go to yoga. And I'm like, it's once a week on Thursday night. You know what I mean? But that originally really tugged at my heart. And I actually had a card, a 10 lesson card. So if I missed it, I still didn't lose my money. I just went next week instead. And And I tried doing it different times, but Thursday was the night that I loved the instructor. I loved the soft yoga she did. And it really, it made me come back into myself, both in terms of writing and the healing I needed to do at the time. But I resisted it because I was not making space for myself. I was letting my, at the time, 3-year-old, hold on. And I was gone an hour. It was across the street, guys. I wasn't gone day and night. But this is the stuff we tell ourselves, that other people need us more. We can't take up space. I don't want my music to interrupt yours. Not really turning it around going, well, as soon as I leave, she's with her father. She's going to have quality time with him. Whereas if I'm there, it interferes with quality daddy time because she just automatically defaults to mommy. I'm denying both of them the chance to have this relationship to grow. Or in terms of my music and being like, well, I don't want to disturb everyone else. But I'm then letting them impose upon me something I need in order, this whole tiptoeing thing that mommies do of, well, I don't want to disturb anyone. I don't want to take up space. I'll keep myself small. When really what we need sometimes is be like, actually, no, I don't need to blast it. I can put on my headphones,
Yeah.
but I still make the connection and do what I need to do without being an asshole. And I think this is something we always think, that we're being assholes, when really we're just being aligned, normal human beings with basic needs that we're expressing and we're allowed to have.
Absolutely expressing and we're allowed to have. I have definitely started, for our regular listeners, you'll know I've talked about this before, putting on some meditation music to get the washing up done, or putting it on to, to help me get through things. But then, bit slow to the party here. When I was putting a playlist together for my beautiful friend for her birthing experience, I stumbled across Spotify, and this is non-sponsored, by the way. And I stumbled across it and was like, "This is amazing! There's so much music." And I have a very I have a very precious song selection, and again, it's definitely not Silas's music. I'm talking, I will happily play Florence and the Machines all day long, or last weekend it was Queen. I had Freddie rocking out because he does something to my spirit. He actually awakens something in my soul. I remember watching a documentary just before Gumboots sort of started to come to life. And I remember after watching it, I wrote a whole journal entry about, I want to share journals with the world, and I want to do, and I want to give, and I can do that. Like, I really remember it being a really, one of those pinpointing, like, awakening triggers in a way. So,
he does that.
He does that. I can't wait to see the movie. So,
So good.
discovered Spotify. I'm putting it on now, and I've realized, there's no wrong way to move our bodies. It's okay to just swing your arms around. It's okay to just jump up and down. It's okay to let loose and to flow. And if you are struggling to, Sherry and I often talk about flow and alignment. If you are struggling to flow in your life, if you just don't even set aside, just know that there'll be a time throughout the day where you'll move, and it's going to help you come into body and connect with you. It's going to come into body and help you celebrate you. Like, we can't deny this message, this podcast, especially because the moon card deck, the first one I pulled was Movement Awakens My Creative Spirit. It's the name of our podcast, Creative Spirits. Creative Spirits, we shall move. But Sherry and I both do a lot of work at our computers, sessions online. We're both writing it. There's a lot of sitting involved. So a lot of our creativity is sparked through engaging and through stillness. I'm a meditation teacher. But that reminder from spirit and that reminder from us and from these conversations that it's safe to move. It's safe to move in a way that works for you. It's safe to, again, no rules, no expectations, no ego, to just gently feel into some music or feel into some movement, some yoga, some walking, some swimming. I'm back in the pool because of the change of season here in Australia. Whatever it is that works for you, with you, unapologetically for you. What is the worst that happens if you dance around in your knickers whilst you're cleaning the kitchen? Well, at my house, not much. My 3-year-old tells me I'm funny and wants a different song on. So what? You know, more often than not, they've joined me. So,
And I also want to say too that I'm just like the flow too and movement. I just find that sometimes when I'm not letting myself have that movement, I can almost feel like there's a blockage in my chest. It's almost like
definitely,
something, and then I'm slamming it down, going, "No, you can't have it. No, you can't have
yes.
it." And then when I actually just remove that block and be like, "No, you can have it," all of a sudden again, and this is where the creativity and flowing with movement happens. It's just like, whoosh, all of a sudden that kink has been removed and its energy's flowing again, and I'm happier. I'm more creative, and I just feel so much more aligned. It's like, okay, that connection to remove. So if you feel sometimes like, oh, there's something blocking me, and I found that, the more blocked you are, the deeper it is, and you can't even feel it sometimes. Sometimes you just feel like lead, like it's like I can't move. I'm full of lead. That actually means you desperately need to move. So you can start jolting that lead around and eventually move off your chest, your soul, whatever, because this is what's going on here. You're really just so blocked, and movement helps that kind of come through and lets your energy go through, your creativity, everything, just being who you are.
And for our listeners that are into chakras and, and who really do resonate with the color and visualization too, chakra dancing, YouTube it. It's amazing. Dancing through the red chakra into the sacral.
Ooh, I haven't seen this one.
Well, it just reminded me when you spoke about the clearing the blockages, because I do remember at the beginning of the gumboots journey, which was definitely a massive, spiritual rising for me. I did some chakra dancing. I went to a chakra dance workshop, and it was amazing in that it was so freeing and so opening, so heart opening, because you dance with your eyes closed. There's a room with other people who are all just doing their own thing, and it's so healing as well. It's really, really, really healing to be sort of doing that meditative process, visualizing the chakras, clearing blockages, feeling into who you are, and just stomping it out, jumping, flowing, skipping, twirling. So yeah, try it. Or chuck on whatever your favorite music is and move at home, even if it's just while you're vacuuming.
Exactly.
Yep.
You're allowed to find joy in every moment.
You really are. You have our permission, but most importantly, give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. Why not play the music you enjoy? Why not put the 90s nostalgia on? There's no awards. If anyone's judging you, they're not in true alignment. They're not in true connection with your soul, with your heart space. Do for you, beautiful souls. Do for you, do for you, do for you.
Yeah, I love it.
And move for you too. Don't move because you should be thinner. Don't move because you should be active. Don't move because you aren't the size you were 5 years ago. Move because you want to. Move because you want to celebrate your body, or because you want to feel younger, more vibrant, or because you need to shift a mental block or a spiritual funk. Just move for you, move for you, move for you, move for you. And I know, Sarah, I'm sure that you would agree, like with writer's blocks and things like that, just sometimes shaking it out, and then you go, oh, this isn't so bad. I was stuck on a bit of a loop, and now I can move through this.
Well, I remember watching a video because one of my guilty pleasures is Philippa Gregory. She writes like these like Anne Boleyn and all these Tudor English historical novels. So I was watching one of her, because I do that too sometimes for inspiration. When I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, find someone famous who I admire, type in, and be like, advice from. And it's like, oh, I just got my own little personal chat from the person I love.
Yeah.
And what she says, actually, she goes for a walk. If she's stuck, she's like, and I don't take anything. She's like, I don't take water, I don't take food, I don't take anything. And I tell my body, we're not coming home until we have this plot figured out. And she goes.
Oh, wow.
And she says, at first, she's walking and her body's going, nope, 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 nope. And then the further they get, the less resistance. And then eventually her body kind of panics and goes like, we're not coming home. I've got to start thinking. And so she starts thinking. But for me, I think it would just be the fact that my body's like freedom, a change, stimulation, and then, there's the plot worked out. Come back, sit down and write it out. And the freedom, the joy of not forcing yourself to finish something at the computer that isn't happening. to be like, okay, I'm getting up and going for that walk or going for that dance or doing whatever, doing a quick 10-minute yoga for creativity flow, and then coming back. And which is, by the way, in the Creative Environment Living virtual retreat that we're in. There is a
Yes.
30 minute yoga for creativity class. So, like there's definitely talking what we preach about.
Yes. Yes. Actually, there's so much content in there. I think this is a really good reminder to bring the Creative Vibrant Living retreat up. I know lots of our listeners have likely come across it already, but if you're new to Creative Spirits, Sherry put this amazing retreat together. Was it just at the beginning of this year? Or
Last
about 12
year,
months ago? Yeah.
2017. Yeah, it would
Wow.
be now. We just finished it, I think.
Yep.
October was
Yep.
when we did it. Yep.
So
1
about
year ago.
12 months ago. And how many people, how many contributors? So many.
I think
3
in
days
total
worth?
there was 20. So there was 3, but I think in the end there was 18 sessions that ended up being loaded up because 2 people didn't want to have their sessions open indefinitely.
Yep.
So now I think it's 18 sessions.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 18 sessions and they can grab samples, can't they, our listeners?
Yes, of me and you.
Yeah, they can grab our samples. Oh, which
completely
oh
for free, no credit card required.
Let me just tell you I'm just going to have a moment with my cloak on, Sherry, and because I was going to tell you this when we finish, but we may as well do it while we're here, moving, flowing. A beautiful soul who heard my session on the Creative and Vibrant Living Retreat, I've talked about this before in our recordings, sent me a little gift and a note. And she sent this note. I'm gonna read it to everyone. And
please,
guys,
please.
I'm so glad that the videos will be up on YouTube so you can see Sherry's face for this because it's so precious. She's actually started her own business and she's making bracelets now. And she sent me this gorgeous bracelet. And she wrote a note, I'm so grateful to have been guided to you, my first guided meditation of yours that I enjoyed so much. It truly opened a door of life-changing in a massive, wonderful way. And this woman went on to do her Reiki training. She's started making crystal bracelets. She's had a massive spiritual awakening. I hope you like your bracelet and that it fits well. She just, goes on to say thank you. She's charged it with love and light and enjoy and thanks for being a blessed, lovely one. But this came from Sherry having this idea and bringing 20 souls together and opening up a virtual retreat. So from the comfort of your own home, and this is so you guys can hear how flowed this is. This was so not prepared at all. But from the comfort of your own home, you can listen to Sherry interviewing various people. I know there's a beautiful one about mindful eating that always has stayed with me. There's a whole hour gumboot session, reading and sound bowl meditation. Sherry has contributed. Obviously, you get those 2 for free. And I think the whole thing, what is the whole thing? Do you have to sign up for a course, Sherry, to get it nowadays? How can people access
you sign up at Thinkific, but there's to get the 2 free ones. You don't have to have a credit card or anything like that. You just sign up to the course and log in, you have the 2 free ones. And then if you want the whole entire thing with the bonuses, then it's $97. But, there's like the yoga videos in there on the PDF. I mean, it's amazing. I know. Yeah. And I'm really proud of this because I keep telling people, and I also think this is something that if I'd done it for myself, the exact same thing, which I could never have done, but if I did, I would never have been so proud of it because I wouldn't be able to see it with clear eyes because it would be too close to me. But then, because some of them are interviews and some of them are like sessions, like you contributed a complete session. Yeah. And so when I watched it and listened to it, I was like, this is so good and so amazing. And it's all about like this holistic approach to creativity, which is also a holistic approach to life. It's about mindfulness and, using meditation and, even sessions on creativity for grief and looking at, even things such as like the yoga session, but there's also a whole thing on self-esteem and letting yourself create. And it was just a cycle charting, this whole sheet even about how you can, because like when I first heard cycle charting, I was like, oh, I don't know. And I love her. So I was like, okay. But it was brilliant. And it was so mind-opening for me. And I was just like, why was I so against cycle charting? Because I think at the time I was very denying my femininity and really embracing the masculine. But I was like, this is so true. And it was just amazing. And I was like, you know what? More people need to have this. This is one of those things that I'm like, this is good, people. You should be indulging in this. But it's not even indulgement. It really is this whole connecting to self, looking at what you eat, but not in this beat you up, you need to be thin way so much as yeah, what you hate with the card, nourishing food nourishes you. Yeah, but it's consciously, because I realize that this is something that I do too, like shadow comforts, like Jen Loudon talks about, with food and whatnot, and it's true, I love it. But it also moved into a darker space, and this was something that I realized I was tired all the time, and because I was using M&Ms and coffee and lattes and cheesecake to fuel my writing sessions, and then wondering why I was exhausted and collapsing. And this was something also that the retreat helped me realize, that I was like, well, because I'm using sugar, of course I'm going to have a crash. It's not sugar in and of itself that's so bad. It's the fact that I'm relying on it as my fuel. So yeah, it's just a wonderful self-care package that you can do whenever you want.
And the message that I'm receiving now is like whoever comes across that now will get the medicine they need out of it. And that's the amazing thing about it still being open and still being available. This beautiful woman who 12 months later has sent me this precious thank you gift. It's so gorgeous. It's actually the beautiful Georgie from Elegant Empowerment. She's in New Zealand, and the bracelet's in my room. It's so precious. I will have to share a picture soon. But
well, I remind you when we put this up, so you can share the picture during
look at us go. See, flow. But yeah, guys, go and get the taster of the Sherry and me. You've got plenty of tasters of us. What you'll get in that content, if you're ready to invest in you, and you really love, if you really love value for money, you're going to get so much value for money out of that whole retreat. And yeah, it just might be the thing. If you're feeling like, Kate, what are you talking about dancing around? That's the last thing I want to do. And there just might be something in that encourages you to do that. Or if you're going, Sherry, what do you mean writing? And you have that time for that. It will. I just trust that this conversation is going to unlock something, and that retreat might just offer you that soul's medicine that you need. And for some reason, we've just, our inner compass knows the way. We have potential and claim my purpose. I'm pretty sure I used the moon deck in my example session, actually. Movement awakens my creative spirit. That was the first card we pulled out before this conversation. And now it has awoken this whole conversation that led back to a beautiful virtual retreat that can be all yours, guys. So Sherry's going to put the link in. I'm pretty sure she shares it every week anyway.
I do.
But the link will be there. Go and take a look. If you've already had a look, let us know how it has transformed your life, like it has the beautiful Georgie's and many, many others, I'm certain. I know a few of my gumboots beauties have engaged in it and absolutely love it. So yay. Move, nourish, rest, honor whatever you need, whenever you need it, and let us know if this was just the message you needed or if we just went on way bigger tangent and didn't work for you. Come back for week 4 and we might have something different, or we most certainly will have something different to serve up for you. So thanks always, Sherry. I love you. And thank you always to our amazing listeners. And may you dance through the day or the evening and have a vibrant week. Oh, Sherry will be back on her boat, ladies and gentlemen. So
I will.
Yay, we can welcome her back onto that mermaid land where she's heading. Safe trip, Sherry. And yeah,
thank you.
We'll talk to her really, really soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.